We left the Mechaber, we just did the Mechaber yesterday. He says that if you're in Eretz Yisrael, the Sukkah and the Noi Sukkah, the Sukkah and its decorations on Shmini Atzeres are not permitted. In Chutz Loretz, Shmini Atzeres, we sit in the Sukkah, it's understood. Even on Simchas Torah, which is the equivalent of Shmini Atzeres and Eretz Yisrael, the Sukkah and Noi Sukkah are not permitted. It's Muktzah. What about if you have Simchas Torah falling out on Friday, Shabbos following? So he says some say it's Asur, V'yesh Matirin. Even Shabbos, which is the 10th day, you can't benefit from the Noi Sukkah. Okay? But some say it's permitted. Because when Shabbos began, because still you had to eat. But the difficulty was, right? No. The Yesh Matirim it seems to be the more logical one, the more rational position. Why? Because we say on Shmini Atzeres, why, when you go from, let's say, the 7th day into Shmini Atzeres, why in Shmini Atzeres is a muktzah? Because if you have a meal, Ben Hashmoshes, and going into Shmini Atzeres, you need the sukkah. So that, at the entry point of the 8th day, you need that sukkah to be there. Right? Because if you have a suffix, if you want to eat, you have to eat in the sukkah. It's a ichtiv d'oraisa. It's a Torah obligation. But going from into the 9th day, right? If a meal, if a question should arise on Shmini Atzeres, Ben Hashmoshes, right? Going, let's say, into Simchas Torah. We're going into the 10th day, from Simchas Torah into Shabbos, right? Simchas Torah definitely there's no obligation, right? So what's the concern? Because it's muktzah, because it's the 9th day. Because it's the 9th day, it's muktzah. So that's the Sovich Rabbanon. Sovich Rabbanon, Shabbos definitely should be permitted, right? So the Yesh Osrim, that's the difficult position. That's the one we have to understand. Why should we also? Let's see the Mishna Berura. Well, first of all, what are you talking about benefiting from the decorations? So evidently, we're speaking about food items. Like, one time years ago, when you decorate sukkah, you had fruit, real fruit, not plastic fruit, right? And you had wine, and you had other things. Right? You had one of different fruits item. Remember, many people should know this. Many years ago, kids used to make projects in class, in school, young children. So they'd bring home bottles of flour, bottles of oil, olive oil, and you'd hang it, right? But, then you'd put away the decorations. Next year it comes out, but what happens when Pesach comes, right? It was a problem. People didn't realize it. They put it away, they forget about it. I mean, even though you mevatel the chametz, it's not as d'oraisa, but you're not permitted to have it. You have to get rid of it. Still flour. L'chatchila flour is chametz nuksha. What do you mean? You have a bag of regular flour. What are you talking about? Flour is chametz. They wash the flour. Flour is washed. Bleached. Bleaching. You buy Hecker's flour or whatever, Pillsbury flour. Whatever. But even unbleached, there's a washing. It's chametz nuksha. Nuksha means it's not, if you eat it, you can't eat flour, right? It's a lulav. It's a lulav. You won't be chayv koris. It's a lulav, according to many. Because it came in contact with water. The wheat came, and the process of making it, they wash the wheat before they mill it. You have to sell it. You could sell flour, because flour is not edible. You sell your chametz, you sell a bag of flour if you have flour. No, you don't even think about it. It's tucked away. You put all the chametz in a cabinet in one location, right? And when you mark on a thing, the chametz is located here and here. Mitzvah left. What does that do? Mitzvah left. It's a good thing you're not. It's a good thing you're not a rabbi. Mitzvah left. There's no relevance to what is mitzvah left. You're not permitted to possess chametz on Pesach. And if it's yours, it's possessing chametz. It's not benefiting from chametz. You're not permitted to possess chametz. Do you possess it? The bag of flour is yours. You got a problem. You're in violation by Yom Motzei. You're not permitted to possess it unless you sold it. It's not yours. Okay, v'noyo. Okay, noyo. Hainu she'ichro b'minei perish shetola b'lenoi. He beautified the sukkah with different types of fruits. V'im ichro b'sedinin hamitzuyorin. What about if he put up murals, colored sheets, or murals? Noagim lo ridan l'bayis nechshash kanovim. The minis that we do take down because there's a chashash, may be stolen. Ogshom v'ayin leo sim tov reish lamed ches sim beis. We're talking about taking it down on Shmini Atzeres. You're going to say, if you're sleeping there, even thieves are not coming to sukkah, but if it's going to be left empty, you leave things behind, they may steal it. Right? They're not going to steal fruit off the schach. Gam b'Shmini, Dilu Bisrami Suda Ben Hashmoshes. He's quoting the Gemara or Tosos. Because if a Suda should present itself, Ben Hashmoshes, Boy Lemechel Begavor, you have an obligation to eat in the sukkah. Umigdus Katsoy Ben Hashmoshes, it's called Kol Yoma. Vodim Chutz Loretz. Now he says the same thing, take it one day later. So if you Shmini Atzeres, what do we eat in the sukkah? Shmini Atzeres is Sofi Doraisa. Correct? Because the 8th day may be the 7th day. So if your Ben Hashmosh is going from the 8th into the 9th, it's the same as going from the 7th into the 8th. Correct? Also, Bachi, my Taimo. Avnotzoy Shabbos. Then he says, what about if you have Shabbos following Simchas Torah? So some say, the first opinion, he says, Nogin, the minig is not to benefit from it, not to use it, until Motzoy Shabbos. The Kevin Yom Tavosim, Mistapik B'Shabbos, and Mikri Achono. He said, the cave in the Yom Tov also, on Friday you weren't permitted. Im Yistapik b'Shabbos mikri achono. If you use it on Shabbos, it's considered achono. Why is it considered achono? You want to eat the fruit. Shabbos, you want to eat the fruit after Simchas Torah. On Yom Tov, you couldn't. What? You weren't permitted. But now that you take the fruit and you eat it on Shabbos, that's called hachona. You know what it means, hachona? It's like you're taking something that wasn't edible before. You're doing something on Shabbos, even though it's like a nolad, similar to that. Doesn't mean hachana you're preparing for something else. It's like the day is preparing for itself. This was something which it should have been prepared from before, but you couldn't because on Shabbos. So therefore, it's like that's the reason why. Really, it's not. It's not muktzah. What do you mean? It's like, it doesn't look right. So let me ask you a question. You have a can of food, and you open it, and we're talking about, let's say you're permitted to, it's type of can that you're permitted to open. You open it on Shabbos. You know, you should have opened it before. Even though you're not in violation of opening on Shabbos, but now you opened it. There's something wrong with opening it. There's nothing wrong with opening the can on Shabbos. Even though it would have been more respectful if you would have everything prepared from before Shabbos. Right? So what's the difference? There's a difference. Because the food in the can is fully edible. It's just opening the can. Here, the actual food is not permitted. It's the food itself. There, the apple hangs from the schach, that's the food itself. That is not classified as food. It became food. It became food on Shabbos. When you have food in a can, food is a food in the can. You just have to, right, you can't get to it. So you open the can, you take the food out of the can. The food on Shabbos. He says, therefore it's a minig. It's a minig. The minig is not to. It's not, the halach is this. Shegam betosis tomo al minog. Tosis has difficulty with this. Tosis and sukkah. Gamliel sim tov reishem. He sosum kadei rishon lohokel kish matirin. Factually we're matir. Shabbos follows Simchas Torah. You can eat the fruits and benefit from the decorations. Yesh matir the beizah tam nesor. Im mishum Shabbos yom tov heim kachado. V'kaimon l'shtei kedusha saying. It's like 2 days. 2 days Yom Tov. There's no achona. What's preparing for what? Okay. Then he says, right? You can't prepare from Shmini Atzeres for Simchas Torah. There's a whole discussion. You know, I don't know today what they have, but years ago, they used to have a Simchas Torah party. Remember? So on Shmini Atzeres, they're ready. The kids were ready. Were excited. They set up bowls of nuts and wine and fruit and shul. So when did they start setting up? They really start setting up after mincha. Daven mincha, and right away everybody's setting up the table. And this is before Shmini Atzeret, before Simchas Torah started. That was the Simchas Torah party, right? So it's a question of achona, right? You're preparing, you're setting up the table for the people to eat after Simchas Torah. What is it? Not maybe. It's not. It's not. No, but Ershal's never a problem because you're preparing from the 7th. 7th is Chol Hamoed. There's only a question of Chutz La'aretz. This discussion is only a question of Chutz La'aretz. When you're preparing for Shmini Atzeret for Simchas Torah. They used to call it the Simchas Torah party. Right? Yeah, directly. Tzorch Leil Yom Tov Shel Simchas Torah the Sovik Cholu B'nimtza Yom Tov Mechen L'Chol. Exactly what you're saying. Protein Zayin Leo Sim Tov Kuf Gimel V'Osa Lov Yayim Yom Tov L'Chaveiro. You know, and people, you have wine, and people make kiddush or whatever. Shazat Chach Shel Yimtza B'Layl L'Bakal. Let's say at nighttime, there's no way that you're able to set it up, time-wise, time constraints, whatever it is. Mutar Lov Yayin V'Chemayim Yom Tov L'Chaveiro. Rak Shetzorch Laviyah B'Or HaYom Gadol. This is important. This is what he said by the Erev Tavshilin. Right? Mikra, then one day you're not permitted to prepare for the other. The Gemara says, we hold like, Abai says, Hol Mikra Lo Yorchim. Right? If a person goes and cooks from Yom Tif to Chol, the Gemara says, and the food is ready, is edible before Yom Tif is over. He's preparing for the supper after Yom Tif, or baking. He doesn't get malchus. Why? Because Hol Mikra Lo Yorchim. Because theoretically, if guests would come, and you would need this food for them, therefore your intention is irrelevant. That's called Hachonas Yom Tov. You're prepared for Yom Tov. He did the wrong thing, but he didn't violate Yom Tov. Even though he doesn't even know guests exist, since theoretically guests could come, that's enough not to be involved. So therefore, that's what Mishna Berura says for Erev Tavshilin. You should always cook the food that it should be ready early enough in the day that if guests would come, it's edible. So therefore, it's not called you preparing from Yom Tov to Shabbos. But except since factually there are no guests, and that's not your intention, it's not a good thing. Therefore, we have the Erev Tavshilin. So it's purely rabbinical. So the Erev Tavshilin allows you to do that. So he's saying the same thing here. If you bring the water and the wine and everything else earlier in the day, so since people could benefit from it on Yom Tov, right? So you're preparing for Yom Tov. But let's say you're preparing Ben Hashmoshes. It's already the twilight period. So already you're preparing what? You may be preparing for Chol. Because by the time you have the table set up, people couldn't benefit from it on Yom Tov itself. So maybe the preparation you did on Yom Tov was for the weekday. Therefore it's a problem. Okay? Lo mukach milsa devsher da'ayin tzorch yom. That's what he says. You should do it earlier. Gam lo yovi k'derch shnosi b'chol rak yishaneh. Komok tzorchol einonu rai lahatir. Yishlomar dafkel tzorch mitzvah muter l'chein metzima amitos b'shabs l'chol. It says you're not permitted to make the beds. It's not simple, this, because it depends on your level of neatness. Person takes a nap Shabbos afternoon, right? Are you permitted to make the bed, right? Some say it depends on what level of neatness you have, right? Clean the table after Shalosh Shudas. You finish Shalosh Shudas and leave to go to Ma'ariv, 15 minutes left. Are you permitted to clear the table? I didn't say that. It depends who the people are. Some people, you walk in the middle of the week, the house looks just like that, like Shabbos table that you left for Shalosh Shudas. So all of a sudden now you want a perfect table. No, then you could. It bothers you. The mess bothers you. You could clean it. Doesn't make a difference. You could even wash them. And there's a smell. Yeah. No, of course. Or let's say you want to put it into your dishwasher. You want to put it, that's because you don't want your counter to be, just have dirty dishes piled up on your counter. And you want to put them in the dishwasher. Not a problem. You put them in your dishwasher. That's not called hachana. Because you're doing it for now, you're not doing it for later. That's a question of borer. But let's say initially you have them stacked on the counter, large plates, medium-sized plates, small plates. So when you could put them directly in that way. There's nothing wrong. The whole issue is the borer. Mishna Berura speaks about silverware. Why? You have a spoon, a fork. It's a different plate. A small plate can't accommodate what you put on a large plate. To be continued.
So when you from the first day of Yom to the second day, if you cook early enough, then you look for it.
Not allowed to do it.
Even though you have enough time.
It's Osm Drabanon. It's Osm Drab. This is only because it's Tzorach Mitzvah. Because you're doing it for Simchas Torah. Tzorach Mitzvah without Shabbos. For Shabbos. Going not 2 days. Because you have, but not only because you have Tavshilin. When you have Tavshilin, you can't do it for Yom Tov, from Shabbos to Yom Tov either. Only because they have Tavshilin. So yeah, but you don't want the house. You don't. It doesn't make a difference. You want the house to be neat. Whether your kids want it or not, it's irrelevant what your children want. Yeah.
Small house would be a big
Tell you the Yetzer Hara with this midwinter vacation. People taking the kids away. They don't learn the cost factor. Everything else. It's disastrous. You know. I'm serious. And the kids don't learn. I mean, the kid needs a week off in the middle of the winter.
didn't exist.
Okay.